Welcome to the new BCMM network. The following podcast is meant solely for the enjoyment and entertainment of our audience. You're watching the all-new Blue Collar Minutemen show. Together we took back our nation, now we fix our government.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Blue Collar Minutemen show, where we're just two guys celebrating the 250th day of the Army. Go Army!
Years, not days, years.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Trump.
birthday, Army.
Happy birthday, Trump.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
You know, I just watched a little thing about it. They asked Trump about what he thought about the whole no kings thing, and Trump in Trump fashion, and he's like, no kings. No kings. We're no kings around here. If we were kings, I could just go this and this and be done. Like, we got to go through all the Congress and we got to ask this and we got to take votes. Like, no kings around here. But how you doing, Bill?
I'm doing fantastic.
I hope all this rain doesn't cause any problems. It's like coming and going.
Yeah, it got pretty wild here for a while.
Yeah, I was out of town earlier and it rained off and on going to and from where I was going to. But hey, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share these videos anytime you get a chance. That way, when you do subscribe, you won't have to worry about you will get notifications when a new episode comes out. And it just helps your algorithm and our algorithm. All right. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into this. Bill, let's look at this Minnesota assassination thing. Let's run this down real quick. So a Democrat, now this was in Minnesota. So a Democrat senator of Minnesota was killed. And from what I understand, it was someone dressed like an officer, and they walked up to their home and knocked on the door and then shot them, or what was it?
That I'm not 100% sure on where or how he shot him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look it up here. It really doesn't say. The article I've got here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just officers actually got in a gunfight with him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The location, and he got away.
Yeah, that's crazy too. That they had a gunfight and then he gets away.
Yeah. He goes back to, you seen the big mansion he lived on, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know where that came from, don't you?
No.
Okay, they tracked back. He had an NGO to feed people in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently they were getting $1 out of every 100 he got. So that's where that big mansion came from. And who appointed him as one of their minions.
You know, that is one of the great things about this whole thing, because this happened in Minnesota, and it was a Democratic senator in Minnesota. And before we announced that, Bill, didn't Mr. Waltz go on there and say this was a big tragedy? And
he goes on and says, this is politically motivated. It's because she's a Democrat.
Yeah.
She was assassinated.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, woe is us. Them nasty ass Republicans.
Oh, yes.
Those MAGAs.
And then,
wait a minute. Then the police come out with, no, this guy works for you, Mr. Walls.
Wah, wah, wah.
And his wife works for Walls' wife.
Oh, my gosh.
You can't make this up. Of course, he's deleted most of his X posts this morning that he was coming out talking all that trash.
You mean Tampon Tim?
Tampon Tim, yeah.
Took it down. Now, let's talk about this though. What was the motivation behind this Walz hire to do
Okay.
this?
This senator, she was a Democrat senator.
Uh-huh.
Up in the Senate in Minnesota was a bill that would cut off funding for illegals to receive Medicare or Medicaid.
Uh-huh.
And she broke ranks and voted with the Republicans to cut it out.
No.
And if you saw her, she made a speech afterwards and she was scared to death. And she says, I had to vote with the best interest of my constituents. And that was to vote with the Republicans on this bill. And she was scared to death, you could tell. And then 4 hours later, she's assassinated.
So,
and the assassin, the supposed assassin, they found his vehicle and it was full of all these No More King flyers and all this stuff.
Look, shouldn't there be an Well, I say there should be an investigation into some of these Democratic leaders because
Tim Walz needs to resign.
Oh my gosh, they need to be investigated.
He needs to resign and then go to jail.
So, folks, just taking this whole thing kind of not in a different direction, but just in a different way of looking at it. You basically have your party. If you don't fall in line and do what they say, they're literally going to kill you. Shouldn't there be an investigation for that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Any law enforcement officer should be like, is there some type of like cult following or, this is insane. That it's, of course, we already knew that they were going to be eating themselves anyway, but.
Well, I got into a little discussion with one of the protesters today.
Oh, nice.
And I asked, please inform me. I'm an old boomer dumbass. I don't know what the hell's going on. What are you protesting exactly? Is it that we're finally enforcing our laws? Is it that we're cutting out fraud, waste, and abuse from our tax dollars?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be that we're protecting women in sports?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be that we finally have a president that's keeping all his promises he made during the campaign? You tell me what you're protesting. She could not give me an answer. Just Trump sucks. That's all she could say. Trump sucks.
It blows my mind how these lemmings, and I'm saying lemmings.
Then she called me a racist.
Oh, of course.
I said, well, why would you think I'm a racist? You don't want illegals to be here. I'm like,
you never said that.
I never said that. And I also know that Hispanic is not a race. It's an ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you be racist when it's not a race? I don't think you understand that word. You just call everybody racist when you don't get your way.
It blows my mind how all of these little lemmings, you can call them sheep, I'm calling them lemmings, just follow each other in the same direction and they're going to go right off a cliff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, this blows my mind. Ugh. Well, moving right along, kind of segueing.
Well, let me throw this out real quick. Vance Bolter was his name.
Yes,
Bolter.
Bolters.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen a picture of this guy yet.
Oh yeah, it's all over X.
Huh.
I'll have to look every other thing you scroll to has got his picture on it.
Mm. Well, let's kind of segue, kind of staying on the same topic, but segueing a little bit. Tim Walz is now taking down all of those posts. But Tim Walz was also on the hot seat with two other governors in a committee meeting that they were called to. It was Tim Walz, Governor Holcomb, Hochul, Governor Hochul, and Governor, I can't pronounce that dude's last name. Starts with a P. Yes.
I just read this. The police just made a statement in Minnesota. You asked how he got away earlier. We were talking. They exchanged gunfire. How did he
Yeah.
get away?
Yeah.
Here's how he did it. The police just haphazardly came upon the scene. Okay, they were just out on patrol and accidentally rode up on the scene.
Oh, crap.
They immediately exchanged gunfire. The suspect retreated into the home, appeared indistinguishable from other law enforcement officers because he was dressed like a cop.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
he left in a marked SUV with his license sirens running.
Well, that explains it.
And I guess there was a lot of video, so they got his face on the video. So that's how they
Jeez.
knew who he was.
I swear. You know, these nut jobs, and they are nut jobs. The Democrats have created their own monster. They created this junk, and it's literally blowing up in their face. And like we've been saying, folks, just sit and don't do anything. They're literally imploding themselves. But back to what I was saying about the committee meeting, Bill. Did you see any of that where, like I said, these three governors were questioned on their, I believe it was sanctuary city politics?
Why they're protecting the illegals?
Yes. I sat and I just watched just a few of them. I mean, Tim Walz was asked the simple question by a female committee member, "What is a woman?" And he could not answer it. I don't know if you saw that or not, but he literally said, he said, "I don't understand what you're trying to ask." And she said, "What is a woman? What is a woman?" I'm telling you, dude, these people are on just a different plane of dumbness. That's all I can say. Now, what they got out of those committee meetings, I'm not sure. It just sounded like just a big, they're letting their states go all to hell more than anything. Is there anything that's going to come from this supposed sanctuary debacle?
Yeah, they're just going to keep going in there and arresting illegals. I mean, nothing changed. They marched till doomsday. You see what happened today, didn't you? All the focus was on LA, Philadelphia, Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, what did ICE do? They turned around and went into Nebraska and made over 1,000 arrests. So,
like, yeah. While you're focused over here, we went over here.
Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. Now, here's my question. Why, they're protesting the immigration. Mm-hmm. Did you know Obama got rid of more illegals than Trump has in both terms so far?
I was just going to say, Obama got rid of, I think it was 3 million, wasn't it?
He got rid of more illegals. And here's the thing. That's why I don't understand the Democrats. Bill Clinton is the one that got the bill passed into law that the president does not have to have any type of judiciary involvement to deport someone. Bill Clinton got that passed. Now, let's fast forward.
Okay.
Obama adds to it that judges can't interfere with deportation. It's law. That Democrats made the law.
You can't
So
make this up.
I know their people made the law. Trump's following the law, and they're calling him a king.
But you know what? It just goes back to what I just said, that these people are lemmings. All they're doing is they're going off their emotions and what the Democrats tell them. And of course, the Democrats aren't telling them all the truth. They're not telling them, of course, that Obama and Clinton put these laws into effect. But then when we tell them that, oh, you're lying, you're racist.
This is breaking.
Hit me with it.
The Egyptians,
Okay.
all these NGOs, these leftist NGOs showed up in Egypt. Their plan was they were going to go from Egypt and march into Gaza and protest there.
What?
Egypt ain't having none of that. Okay.
Hey.
It's showing Egypt beating these NGOs. I mean, these Egyptian police are beating them with sticks and forcing them out into the desert, out of Egypt. It says, please help us, please help us. We've been captured by the Egyptians.
Hey, Bill, where's Moses? Better call Moses.
Oh, Lord.
Why do people just think that these other countries have to follow the rules of the United States or the ideals of their crazy rhetoric?
Well,
I mean,
like I said, okay, you see the Hispanics out in LA waving the Mexican flag, all this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
There's one guy, I can't remember his name, he said it the best. Go down to Mexico, sneak in down there, demand free shit, and start waving American flags standing in the middle of Juarez and tell me what that gets you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I think these people just have no clue. They've been in a bubble their entire life, never been outside the country, never experienced another culture,
yeah.
never experienced anything.
I watched an article last night. This gentleman was talking about war is not coming. It's already here.
Yeah.
And President of Mexico basically declared war on the United States.
Oh.
She is egging on these protesters. But she don't want them back.
No, she don't.
Girl, she don't want them back. So I take that as an invasion. Let's kick in that whatever you call it there, that alien something act.
Yeah.
Start butting heads. There's also a cool video on here. The protesters in LA got their first taste of the Marine Corps today.
I was going to ask about that. That was like the next thing I had written down.
Yeah, there's some good pictures in here. It says protesters for the first time meet the Marines. And said, God love our Marines. And I mean, they ain't getting nowhere near that federal building. Let's just put it that way.
Listen, you know Marines as well as I do. It's and it's I love the Devil Dogs. Go Devil Dogs.
Buddy, I tell you what, they ain't getting nowhere near that federal
Well,
building.
I
That's for sure.
Don't know if you heard that or not. I might lose connection. So if I do, you may have to bear with me.
You might what?
I said I don't know if you heard that or not, but I might lose connection. So we'll keep rolling.
You got a storm coming?
Yeah, it's here.
Oh.
But that's great about the Marines. I love it. I knew that was going to happen, and I was just waiting. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go find some videos because I want to see that.
Yep. But right now, all the video that's being played is these NGOs in Egypt. I mean, they are getting their butts just tore all to pieces over there, buddy.
I bet there ain't no attorneys over there that's going to be saying, "You have a right. We're going to get you money."
They seized all their passports and dragged them on the buses.
I love it.
They've beaten them. It says American leftists soon find out everybody else in the world plays a little differently.
Yeah, no joke. I could have told them that when they didn't even have to go. But hey, send more of them over. Hey, go help your buddies. The more we send over there, I bet, Bill, the more we send over, I bet they'll get the message. How about that?
I
So,
bet they don't. They're hard headed as hell. They don't learn shit.
hey, I'm trying to get rid of our problem and put it off on Egypt.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, but speaking of war, what's going on over there with Israel and Iran? Because I do believe I read an article where Israel took out Iran's nuclear capabilities.
Well, they did that, and they took out most of their command staff.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
But oh God, did you hear Trump? CNN was interviewing Trump, and she goes, Trump says most of the leadership in Iran has been killed, and she said, "Did Israel do it?" And Trump said, "Well, they didn't die from COVID." I laughed my ass off, dude.
He is my favorite president.
Well, you heard
There's no one
how
like
that
him.
happened, didn't you?
But
CNN was running a story on rumors,
mhm,
what they heard.
right.
And Trump actually called into CNN. They're in the middle of the live broadcast
Oh, that's great.
to set them straight. Uh,
Oh, he's such a. I love him.
oh yeah.
47 is my new favorite number. Oh man. As we're getting short on time, Bill, um, something else we found out too. Let's go over the masks that were being delivered to the rioters out in LA because
Yeah.
the truckloads of pulling up and people just handing out masks to the rioters. Um,
Well,
so
it was high tech stuff too. Some of the stuff they were getting was comparable to our riot gear.
oh yeah, you can get that stuff on Amazon in different places.
Mhm. Apparently, you can get it at Walmart.com.
And there is the point to this.
They actually identified and arrested the gentleman that was driving the car, delivering all this stuff to the rioters. They weren't
Mm,
protesters; they were rioters.
yeah.
And it appears some of this stuff might lead back to the heiress of Walmart.
Now let's get that straight, folks. Not
She,
necessarily
yeah,
Walmart.
yeah, she's not necessarily Walmart. I wouldn't go
No,
out and boycott Walmart because
no. But she
she's
is
just living off of she's like a
Sam,
granddaughter.
yeah, Sam
Yeah,
Walton, who
yeah,
is the founder of Walmart.
she's like his granddaughter or something.
Yeah,
She's in line to inherit everything.
yeah. So she
So don't go
basically,
out and boycott Walmart. Somebody's already said, let's boycott Walmart. And it's like,
yeah,
no, it's
it's
not
not Walmart.
Walmart. It's the person
The
who's going to be Walmart one day, probably.
yeah, it's like Paris Hilton and the Hilton thing.
And
So
did you see also the ad that was running in Craigslist offering $12,000 a week protest? They wanted the biggest badass people that could go in there and actually agitate the cops. Is what the list said. Well,
yeah.
guess who that they have traced that back to?
Oh, an old man that I know of has got
Nope.
no. Who?
Hakeem Jeffries' office.
What?
Yep. That's where that has tracked back to. That ad.
Akeem Jeffries.
Could that be some? You said money. He's he's paying people with.
Oh gosh. I'm telling you, man, it's starting to now this stuff is really starting to get out there to the American people. They're not Bill, I don't even know if they're trying to hide it.
No,
It's
no.
just they're just doing what they are doing, and it doesn't matter if it comes back to them or not. I
All right.
almost feel like, yeah,
Let me just the Los Angeles thing. Let me just put this out to you in California.
okay,
If, and this is why the Democrats are fighting so hard against immigration in California.
oh yeah,
If the number of illegals that are in California, if they deport them all just out of California, California loses three congressional seats in Congress and two electoral votes.
oh yeah.
Now, that's why they're fighting so hard. They will at least lose three seats in Congress
Oh, poor
because they count
California.
the illegals to get Congress. And you don't have to be legal; you just have to be a person,
Part of the
to
population.
part of the population, to get a congressional seat.
Ugh. The shenanigans have no bounds. I mean, now that's just in California. Of course, that doesn't go across the rest of the states, though.
Yeah, that's
But
just in Cali.
but you know what? I thought about this, Bill, and let me throw this to you and the people out there. Just think about this. When it comes to that, them keeping their seats illegally, mind you. So that means that they have more power to get funding for that state, to get different programs for that state, because they have the votes, even though they're illegal. So that means whatever state the people live in don't get as better chance as California does. So
Yep.
basically, all of our money is wasted on California because of this, in a sense. I'm not saying there's no proof that they do that, but in a sense, that could happen because they have the number of votes. Anyway, one more thing. What do you think about Senator Padilla's removal from Secretary Nomi's press conference?
I watched that video, and you know what? I would have been even rougher on his ass if I'd been
Oh, I know.
security. Okay.
They,
Okay. Your security there. Did you know who he was?
I didn't.
I don't know who he was. I didn't know who he was until they started, put him on the news, started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he went rushing the stage. And of course, security steps up and says, "Oh, stop." He's trying to push right through security. He's got no badge on.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say, "I'm Senator what and what," till they've already got him pushing him out the door. Too late then, bub.
Oh no.
You done. And the Democrats, I said, he just wanted to ask a question. He just wanted to ask a question. Well, you don't storm the stage and try to force your way through security to ask the question.
Right.
Ooh, we just had a power flashed.
Yeah. We're getting low on time anyway, but yeah,
And we're 5 minutes and a half.
yeah. But like you were saying, you know, they treated it with kid gloves, in my opinion. I think if the security should have done him like they did that one protester who threw the bottle at the officer out there in L.A. and then got speared.
Oh,
The
oh, this
lawsuit.
ought to be interesting. Mel Gibson's got a little video. Supposedly, it's going to expose Gavin Newsom.
I hope so.
So we'll have to see that.
Well, I also want to mention this before we go, and maybe we can talk more extent about it on the next video. But apparently, RFK says the storm is here. 5 CDC criminals have been arrested by U.S. Army CID after RFK fired the entire vaccine advisory panel. Their crimes: systematic destruction of classified data linking the COVID shots to heart failure, immune collapse, and deadly seizures. So, look like the ball is starting to roll.
About time.
I'm happy about that. I don't know about you, but
I'm watching
folks,
this guy here. He's went straight to TikTok as soon as the assassination happened.
mhm,
He starts screaming that President Trump's responsible for their death and blah 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 blah. They're all like, "Well, let's make this guy famous." He jumped the gun a little bit. Whoa!
uh-oh.
Yeah, they'll be on his ass. It's his own people that did it.
Oh, I love it. Well, Bill, want to give us a final word?
Just 109 children and 244 arrests were made in the North Texas child recovery sting.
Awesome.
So that's pretty cool.
Yes.
But hey, just wanted to say, happy birthday, Army. And happy birthday, Mr. President. God, it was a good day.
It was.
Because guess what?
What's that?
After all those protests, see that map back there?
Oh, I see it.
Trump's still president and all that area.
The
They all
leader
know
of
him
the free
around the
world.
world as Mr. President.
He's the leader of the free world.
He's still president.
I love
Long
it.
live the king.
Oh, all right, folks. We thank you for joining us as always. Make sure you join us next time. Like I said, share these videos. Check us out on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube. Check us out on the X, Truth Social. You can find us at thebluecollarminutemen.com on our website. And feel free to email us. There's a link on the front page of the website. Email us questions, comments, what you think about the show. We'd love to hear from you. As always, God bless you all. God bless America. And folks, be safe and just keep watching. It's getting good. We'll see you.
Hey, yeah.